Yo, check one, two, check. Let's go.
To do absolutely nothing was a joy. You know what I mean? I think it's now I'm actually starting to work out again a lot more because I've noticed because all I drink is beer and just hang out.
I got on the boat this morning. It was 10 a.m. and you had an Estrella beer.
I was having a beer.
Hey, wow, this is so exciting. This is the first ever episode of the first ever Time+Tide podcast. Can you believe it? We've been around nearly 10 years and we have never done a podcast. But that is all changing with this new series, Watches and, which is watches and people, watches and things. It's watches and the GOAT when it comes to athletics, Mr. Usain Bolt. Arnold talks about working out for him, getting that pump on, being better than sex. Can you compare the feeling of being the fastest man in the world to anything else in your life?
No, the adrenaline that you get and the feeling that you get when you hit top speed, there's nothing else like that.
Okay, let's take a step back for a minute. My name is Andrew McUtchen. I started Time+Tide 10 years ago, and I always imagined we'd have lots and lots of podcasts, but it took us a good old decade to get our first one together. That's not because we're lazy. It's because we set a high bar for everything we do here, and I just couldn't get something together that was going to compel me to add it to my rotation. You see, I am a podcast addict. I listen to podcasts when I walk, when I commute, when I work out, when I'm cooking. Any silence in my life is almost always improved by a podcast. So I had ideas that it would be something special. And we have come upon that with Watches and, which opens up a whole world of guests. Not everyone on this show is a watch addict like us. Not everyone on this show collects watches. However, there is a watch in their story, and it's the broader story that might make you a part of our community and make this a part of your regular podcast cycle. I hope it does. I intend for it to become something you're addicted to, as I am to so many myself. Let's get started with episode 1. It is Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the planet, the fastest man ever recorded, the fastest human ever recorded. This is a special one, and it's one that takes place in the most idyllic location. I will leave Usain to explain. I hope you enjoy episode 1 of Watches and.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Check. Do you want to do a song for me?
I can't sing. NJ is I'm the producer. NJ is the singer.
we were just listening to your music though.
Yeah. But NJ artist was actually NJ, my best friend, my manager.
Yeah.
He's the one that really sings. I know I can't sing, so I stay away from that.
I heard, but you had every word down.
Yeah, I know the songs. I know the song because I was in the studio when it was playing, but I avoid singing.
Yeah. Well, can you describe the scene to people that are listening to this podcast? Where are we right now?
Oh, my God. For me, when Ibiza, I don't know which island this is, but for me, it's like almost like Jamaica. It's just crystal clear blue waters. You know what I mean? Nice, wonderful green island. Boats all around. Great watches, so it's a beautiful scene.
We got to describe the watches in the scene. Describe mine. I'm going to give you a challenge. Describe this one to you.
For me, simple, easy, sleek, all white with a little bit of black. Just prestigious watch by Hublot, as always.
It's a Big Bang 42 in ceramic, so it's nice and summery. And what are you wearing? Because I love that one.
For me, this is new. This is something that we're just promoting.
Yeah.
Ceramic also. But
it's the light blue aluminium, which is super light.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah,
this will be going to Bali with me in 2 weeks.
Bali, and look, obviously I'm Australian.
Yeah.
And you tend to pop up in Australia quite a bit, man. What's going on there?
One of my good friends, John Stephenson. He doesn't live in Australia anymore, but that's the reason I used to come so frequently. So it's something that. Some place that I really enjoy coming. So far, so I don't get to come as much as I want to, but it's somewhere I enjoy hanging out.
Yeah. He pops up in the movie I Am Bolt.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Have you watched that movie since it came out?
Yeah, definitely. I still watch it over at times. You know what I mean? Just for memories and remember the journey. You know what I mean? It was all about the journey and seeing everything. So for me, it was just outstanding. A lot of people actually said they cried You know what I mean? And I was shocking because a lot of people don't know how hard we actually work, you know what I mean, behind the scenes to get where we are. So I think it really touched a lot of people.
And is there a moment, because there's a moment for me that stood out, which is the moment where you lost your drive going into the triple,
Yeah.
triple, and you saw a certain person on
Yeah.
TV. Can you talk people through that moment that haven't seen it? Because that moment is killer.
So throughout the year, I think when you win continuously every year, at times it became a period where I wasn't as excited about running, and I was coming to the end, and I was even talking to my coach, and I was just saying to the cameras that my drive is gone. But I was on Instagram and I saw a video of Justin Gatlin, and he was actually doing a podcast, and they were asking him like, "Oh, if you win, when you win, what's your plan? What are you gonna do?" And he says, "Listen, when I win, I'm gonna wear the gold medal, and we're gonna go on tour all around, all around America." And for me, that was like, all right, that's not gonna happen. It kind of lit a fire beneath me, so that really helped.
And did you ever thank him for that?
No. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos of me saying this and saying I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Now, the other scene I love in the movie is when your manager opens your box of Hublots. I don't know. I never know how to say this brand in the hotel room, and he says something about a story where you left one in a hotel room and gives you a bit of a crack.
For me, so I have so much Ublos for me because they come in boxes, so you can't really bring your box. I kept them in my bag, and I put one when we get there. Coming from the club, took it off and put it on the dresser. And when we were leaving, I left it and I panicked, man. I lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is not good. But the good thing is that we called the staff and we got everything worked out.
You got it all back.
Yeah.
That's so good. Because what does a brand mean to you? Because in the scheme of watchmaking, it's a young brand, and it punched really high. It came out. It was high priced.
Yeah.
It had big glitzy ambassadors. What does the brand mean to you?
For me, it's just a prestigious brand. You know what I mean? When we started with Oblo, the work that they did around the world, I did a lot of charity work with them in different countries. And for me, that was one of the main reasons why we went, because when we talked and the brand kind of explained what their plan was, as I said, they were young on the scene, but they were explaining that we want to do a lot around the world in different places. We want to help also you and give towards your charity and give money and stuff like that. So for me, I was excited, you know what I mean? And it was a quality watch. So for me, seeing what they were doing, meeting Mr. Bavaria and everything was a great feeling.
I believe he took you to his house in a plane.
Yeah, we actually went in Switzerland, and he showed us because he's a big fan of cows and stuff like that.
Cheese.
He makes cheese, yeah. So the first time we actually met him, we actually sat and he gave us cheese. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. There's one myth I want to ask about you, which is apparently you can sleep during the day, and that even on your performance days you'll have little micro sleeps. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm that guy. People always ask. I'm like, no, I can sleep when I want to sleep. If I'm tired, I'm just going to go to sleep. But I always try to get as enough rest as possible. And it keeps you relaxed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish I could do it. Now tell me, I interviewed Max Verstappen and asked him. He gets a lot of watches too from his sponsor brand, but he has one that is superstitious for him and that is extra special. Do you have a watch in that big box that stands out to you?
I wouldn't say superstitious, but for me, my first watch that Hublot actually made for me is my favorite, and it's because they
describe it to me. Let's make the people see it.
It's actually a big black top, but it's a gold band. But they actually used the material that was made from my spikes, you know what I mean, to make the band. So for me, that was really special for me, you know what I mean, because it really stand out, and that was the spikes that I won my first gold medal in, broke records, so it meant a lot.
And you still pick that watch up and wear it sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. I do not wear it a lot because it's my favorite, so I wear it when it's special occasions.
Yeah. And why do you think we still wear watches? Like, we don't need them. They're mechanical. We have digital stuff. Why do men and women still wear watches?
It's the prestige of a brand, you know, and people still have the reasons to, I wouldn't say show off, but look good. You know what I mean? There's a quality. When people look at you and see the watches that you wear, the belt that you wear, the clothes that you wear, people can see success and the hard work, and stuff like that. So for me, I think that's why we mainly wear still watches.
Now tell me, do you think you would have been faster if you hadn't had scoliosis?
I don't know. That's something I remember. I sat down and we were talking to my doctor, Mother Wolfart, about that. And people came and said, "Oh, maybe you should do surgery to straighten that, and maybe help." And he was like, "Don't do it, because you never know. This could be the reason that helps you to go faster." Like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with it. You know what I mean? And it worked, so I can't complain.
So all the kids out there with scoliosis, you know,
Just listen. The key thing is to keep it in check. What I did was a lot of back exercise, which strengthened the muscles around it. We kept it intact, and also abs exercise that kept your core right. And when your core is strong, it's less stress.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about having junk food and beer. You dreamed about this in Iron Bolt. Was it as good as you'd hoped when you could?
Yes, it is.
Can you talk me through those first few months?
Listen, for me, to do absolutely nothing was a joy. You know what I mean? I think it's now I'm actually starting to work out again a lot more, because I've noticed, because all I drink is beer and just hang out.
I got on the boat this morning.
Food.
It was 10 a.m. and you had an Estrella beer.
I was having a beer.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just love it.
I was just relaxing. You know what I mean? Again, I'm in retirement now, but I'm trying to change. You know what I mean? Now, because I put on a few pounds, I was like, nah, you know what? I really need to start working out again and getting back into shape. So that's something that I start working on again.
Yeah. And look, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a great example of someone who reached the top of his craft. Have you seen his documentary yet?
Yeah, I've seen some of it. I've not watched it all.
Because he just talked about, he just lost interest in being the best because he was the best so many times in a row. Mr. Universe, Mr. Olympia, Mr. Olympia. It was just, no one was close to him.
Exactly. This is why I retired. I've explained to people that when you win a lot and continuously for years and years and years, after a while it gets kind of boring and you want a new challenge, you want to do something else. And this is why I said, you know what, I'm going to retire, because every year it got harder and harder to really lift myself up and build my drive and build my focus. And the work that you have to put in to stay on top, and the older you get, I just didn't want to do it anymore, you know what I mean? So that's the reason I got out of sports.
Yeah, and he pivoted into acting. Where's your drive going now?
Just music, you know what I mean? I just started producing. I produced an album called Country Youths, you know what I mean? And we're working on singles. There's one that you heard is called All Right, All Right.
We heard that on the boat earlier.
NJ and Bravo, DJ Bravo. So that's something that we are actually working on. And
that sounded like a hit to me.
Yeah, it's a vibe, but music is just like track and field. It takes time, you know what I mean, to make people say, all right, let me listen to him. Let me see if he's serious, because when I just started, people are like, he's not serious. He's just doing it because. So now that I'm doing a lot more singles and I'm branching out and learning and meeting a lot more people. Like I met the Wu-Tang Clan guys in Manchester.
Way. Which ones?
I got their number, all of them.
Jizza.
So we're there.
Yeah.
And then I got their number. I was like, listen, next year I'm doing an album, and they were a fan, so I was like, yo, even an intro would be nice. I know Stormzy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know Drake, so I met DJ Khaled. So I'm meeting so much people and trying to make connects. So the next album can be a lot better with a lot more features and stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now, making connects and getting to know people.
And if you're being true, what do you bring in music? Like, what is your vibe that's different? Because you bring your culture, right?
For me, it's all about Jamaica right now. We're doing mainly dancehall music, you know what I mean? I'm still learning the game. I'm still fresh. I'm still understanding. The key thing I've learned so far, beats are so important. And meeting the right people that do good quality beats is the key. Because sometimes you hear a beat and you go, listen, that's it. And sometimes I met this one kid, I'll never forget, I can't remember his name. I was in Germany to see the doctor, and I went to the Puma store, and he did music.
This is years ago, right?
No, it was just like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he made a beat, and I was like, listen, this is so good. You know what I mean? As soon as I heard it, and I was like, listen, I'll connect with you on Instagram, and we can exchange number, maybe we can work together. And these are the things you have to learn as a producer, to hear things and see things and try to create different vibes. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm working on.
I love it. And yeah, Ed Sheeran's done a movie where he talks about his beat producer is Fred again, who's this is killing Ibiza right now.
Yeah.
And it all comes from that beat. I want to talk to you about time, though, because our website's about watches, about time.
Yeah.
You seem to have the most crazy relationship with time, because you seem to have all the time in the world in like 9 seconds. You're doing like poses, you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. How does it feel in that moment, in that 9.5? Can you talk me through it, how it feels in time? Is it slow? Is it fast?
For me, it's actually, it's fast but slow to me. You know what I mean? I can break my races down because I'm the type of person that looks around. So I can break all my races down in increments because I actually look and observe and see what's going on, who is where, who is running fast, who's doing what. So in my mind, it's recording very slowly.
Yeah.
If in that way.
So it actually kind of goes slow in a way, even though it's a snap.
Exactly. So in my mind, I can see everything that's going on.
Because you seem to have some sort of matrix thing where you can actually make a pose that is just perfect.
For me, it's harder in the finals, but I think throughout the rounds it's much easier.
Yeah.
Where it's sleeker and slicker and easier for me to see what's happening and really just enjoy the moment.
One of the last questions, Arnold talks about working out for him, getting that pump on, being better than sex. Can you compare the feeling of being the fastest man in the world to anything else in your life?
For me, in my life, the adrenaline that you get and the feeling that you get when you hit top speed, there's nothing else like that. I think the competition and the work and when you hit top speed and you're floating, especially if it's not a finals and you can enjoy it, it's just a great feeling. You feel like you're just gliding along. So it's magnificent for me.
I'm just trying to think, what is my equivalent to that? Because you just look like the happiest man on the planet in that zone.
yeah, because I like thinking about it. I just remember everything and the feelings come pouring right back.
Yeah. And like, is there a sense that there's still enough in life for you to get excited getting out of bed in the morning, having come from these highs that most people will never reach?
Yeah, and this is why I'm doing music, you know what I mean? Because you have to find a purpose. I think this is one chapter of my life is over, you know what I mean? And now the next chapter is trying to do music and to get better.
Yeah, amazing. And to enjoy life. And like, do you get to actually soak into life a little better now? Because we're in the most idyllic setting. I can't describe to you how good this is.
Yeah.
Do you get to enjoy it more? Like, you don't have to think about training tomorrow?
Yeah. I do get to enjoy it more. And that's the beauty of being retired, you know what I mean? I can pick the days I go on vacation. I can pick the days where I just do nothing at home. You know what I mean? So that's the glorious part about it, and I'm enjoying to the fullest.
Yeah, and Hublot, you've been very loyal to this brand. You would have had a lot of opportunities.
Nah, Oblo has been great with me. We have done so much work together throughout the years, and it's been just terrific. You know what I mean? They're a wonderful brand. They keep growing, keep getting better. I'm happy to be a part of the family, you know what I mean? They've treated me well. They've given me nothing but love, you know what I mean, and quality. And we have actually now extending our contract, so it's years
You're
to come.
going to be around.
Yeah, I'm going to be around for a while.
Look, last question. You are a regular visitor to Australia. What is it about our country that makes you feel welcome? Because we do love you, man.
For me personally, is how laid back everybody is. You know what I mean? It reminds me of Jamaica. People are just really laid back and chill. It's not too crazy. You know what I mean? You get to go out. People know who I am, but they don't go you know what I mean? Type of vibe. So I enjoy that.
Yeah. And like the culture of watches in sports and so on, like Hublot was the first to do that. But like when you were at the top of your powers, was watches a thing that you would talk about with other athletes? And is it something, you know?
Yeah, for me, people do talk about other watches, but for me, it was never big on the idea until Oblo actually approached me and I started getting into it, and then it became more and more. So for me, I have like almost 30 Ublos now, so and I'm looking to continue to stockpile more and more. So I'm excited about it.
Is that because of your humble roots? Like it just wasn't that luxury posing wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. For me, even jewelry is
You're
to
not
the
wearing
end of
much.
is to the end of my career, really, where I say, you know what, I might get some chains to match my watch at the hangout, but I'm not really big on that because my parents wasn't big on that. So it's just how I was brought up.
Yeah. And lastly, what is your advice to people who see what you've achieved in your life and want to know something about your mentality?
Just to understand that hard work is necessary. You know what I mean? At the start of my career, I didn't understand that the dedication that I have to the craft and to work. But the older I got, the more I understood that hard work is everything. You know what I mean? You have to sacrifice a lot if you want to be the best. There will always be sacrifices. There will always be failures. But you have to learn from your failures to be better. So that's something that I've learned over the years and told people. Be dedicated. Don't let anybody tell you to give up on your dreams, because I'm from the country in a rural area. I never thought I'll be in Ibiza right now on a boat, working with a prestigious brand as Oblo. So believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and just work hard.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
We have sat here in the sun with these two very appropriate Hublot watches.
Definitely.
It's quite a scene.
It's just one of it's beautiful, man. Just water is crystal clear, blue and nice.
We wish you were here, actually. We're finishing,
nice.
finishing up now.
They're going to be hating.
Yeah, they're going to be hating, exactly. Well, man, let's go back and enjoy this day. You going to have a swim right now? Shall we go and have a swim?
I might have a swim.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Okay, well, that's what we're doing. And Usain Bolt, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
It's been amazing. Thank you, man.
Bye.
Awesome.
This podcast was brought to you by the Time+Tide Podcast Network. It was engineered by Mr. Darren Michael. Thank you, Daz. It features a song, New Tattoo by Jim Swims. And finally, Hublot for making the whole thing happen. What a day that was. And we're out, episode 1. I will see you on the next one.